Bugungi darsimizda Cambridge 14 Test 2 Section 3 analizini ko'rib chiqamiz. Aytib o'tishim kerak, sizlarga o'tishim kerak bu general training videolari va birinchi navbatda Tahlilga qaragan holda nima bizdan kutilayotganligini topib olishga harakat qilamiz. O'qishni o'z ko'rganingizdek San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. Xo'p, San Francisconi Golden Bridge o'sha ko'prik haqida cheksini o'qiganmiz. Xo'p, birinchi navbatda savol turlariga qarab olishimiz kerak va bizdan qanaqa strategiyani qo'llash va bu cheksiga qanaqa qilib yondashish kutilayotganligini tushunishimiz kerak. O'qishni o'z ko'rganingizdek which section mentions the following demoqchi matching information bor ekan. Notabene you may use algorithm more than once. Xo'p, demak bittasini yoki ikkitasini kamida ikki marta ishlatishimiz kerak. A B C D E F G. Xo'p, A B C D E F G 7 ta variant, 2 ta 4 ta 6 ta 8 ta savol. Demak, bittasini ikki marta ishlatar ekanmiz. Xo'p, nima bo'ladi? Ko'pchilik vaziyatlarda bu haqida umuman ko'p gapirganman. Qisqasi, agar nima qilishni bilmasangiz, nima uchun faqatgina tekstni o'qishimizni bilmasangiz, boshqa videolarni ko'rib oling. Qisqasi shu, men ikkiga bo'la olaman hozir. Oldin ABCD qilamiz, EFG ni qilamiz. Masalan, ABC. Xo'p, ABCD ni o'qiymiz, javoblarni topamiz. EFG ni o'qiymiz, javoblarni topamiz. Xo'p, harakat qilamiz. Boshladik. Xo'p, undan keyin esa savol turlari bizda 36 dan 40 gacha bizda short answerlar bor ekan. Filling gap bor ekan. Building a bridge required issued by Secretary of War. Xo'p, o'qiymiz. For several decades in the 19th century, there were calls to connect the rapidly growing metropolis of San Francisco to the neighbor across mile while Golden Gate Strait, where San Francisco Bay opens onto Pacific Ocean. Eventually, the city engineer to explore the possibility of building a bridge. He began consulting engineers across the US about the possibility of doing so. When the cost was doubt whether a bridge could be built at all, or estimated it would cost $100 million. Chicago-based engineer named Tahlil, he could complete the project for more than $25-30 million. After his proposal was accepted, set about convincing the communities on the northern end of the strait that bridge would be to their benefit as well as to that of San Francisco, whose population center is growing fast. There was severe traffic congestion at the ferry docks. A motor vehicle travel by ferry was exceeding capacity. The bridge couldn't be constructed without the agreement of the U.S. War Department, which owned the land on each side of the strait and had the power to prevent any harbor construction that might affect shipping traffic. San Francisco government continues to apply for a permit to build. And after hearing overwhelming arguments in favor of the project, Secretary of War agreed. Despite the economic benefits promised by supporters, the project met furious resistance from a number of businesses, particularly ferry companies. Civic leaders. Not only would the bridge be an obstacle to shipping, supposedly its natural beauty, they argued it would survive the sort of earthquake that devastated the city in 8 years of legal actions followed as opponents tried to prevent it from being built. Scrapped their original plans in favor of suspension scan capable of moving more than 2 feet to each side. This would withstand strong wind for better than a rigid structure. They also planted the two towers and decided to paint colors they called international orange. Believed a special district needed to be created with responsibility for planning, designing, financial construction. The formation of this district would enable all countries affected by the bridge to have a say in proceedings. This happened when the California legislature passed an act to establish the consisting of 6 counties. Residents voted on the question of whether to put up their homes, farms, as security for issue to finance construction. Large majority in favor. Interesting. Pul bilan anaqa qilgandan keyin, vote qilgandan keyin aniq bilmaysanlar keyin xohlashini. To'g'ri. However, districts struggled to find a financial backer, and the difficulties of getting the bridge, a problem made worse by the year of expensive legal proceedings. Now, this personally sought help from President of Bank of America, provide a crucial boost by agreeing to buy $6 million in bonds in 1932. Hope. Tushunarli. Why it was early easy to recruit workers to build the bridge. Easy to recruit workers o'qimadik. Changing the design of the bridge haqida o'qidik. Mana o'qishimda ma'lumot bor edi. Scrapped their original plans in favor of suspension span capable of moving more than blah blah blah. Shu qismda changing the design haqida ma'lumot bor. Shuning uchun ham bunda C yozamiz. high probability. Opposition to building the bridge. Hamma yoq opposition bo'lib ketdi-ku. Qaysi birini olamiz endi? Mana bu qismda opposition bor, shuning uchun ham bni olamiz. Why a bridge was desirable? Why a bridge was desirable maqsadida ma'lumot berilgan. Что ma'lumot bo'lish kerak deb aytsalar bu haqida. O'shani o'qib olinglar. Underline qilgan joyda. Q must able. Oh, damn it. Problems with raising funds for the bridge. Raising funds. Deb bo'ladi mana. Deb bo'lar ekan. I'm sorry. Permission being given to build the bridge. Permission being given. Qayerda permission endi? Permission bu qismda. Secretive were agreed. C. A B bo'lar ekan. Which records the bridge broke down. O'qimadik. The idea that building a bridge might be impossible. Might be impossible. Haqida o'qidingmi yo'qmi? Mana shu menimcha, bilmayman, ko'ramiz. O'zgartirishimiz mumkin javobni. O'zgartirishimiz aniq, chunki bu qismni o'z ko'rgazing. Bittasini 2 marta ishlata olamiz. Biz ikkalasini 2 marta ishladik. Bni 2 marta ishladik, edimni 2 marta. Ana shu menimcha xato bo'ladi. Xo'p, ko'ramiz, savollarni o'qiymiz. Xo'p. Building the bridge required issued by Secretary of War. What issued it? Agreement. A permit. Mana. Count is applied for permit after having permit bo'ladi bu. Permit berish kerak ekan. Permit. One objection to building was that another would destroy it. Another earthquake bo'lishi shekilli. It won't survive the sort of earthquake that devastated the city. Earthquake. Construction was delayed when the framework was damaged by a ship or again by something. Bu haqida ko'rmadik. It's a plus part of the bridge. Bo'ldi. 38 dan boshlab keyin toparkanmiz. 38 dan boshlab keyin toparkanmiz. Xo'p, keling davom ettiramiz endi o'qishni. Shu o'qimasak javob chiqmaydi. Construction qancha bo'libdi o'zi? Necha minut bo'libdi? 8 minut bo'libdi. Xo'p. O'qidim buni. Why it was easy to recruit workers to build again. That's out of work. Bular ish bo'lmagan. Ishsiz bo'lgan bechoralar. Ship and again by a storm. Two towers were completed. Company handle on-site reconstruction and suspension cables. Engineers had mastered the technique when which individual steel wires were bent together in spools carried across the length of spinning wheels. Given a year to complete the task, they instead finished in just over 6 months, having spun more than wires to each other massive cable. The roadway was completed. The bridge was officially opened to pedestrians the following month. The next day announced its opening via White House telegraph. They calling it engineered a marvel of modern engineering. Its main span was the longest in the world, was suspension operation until this made the tallest bridge of it. It was since the destructive earthquake was closed to traffic only 3 times. It's due to weather conditions believed to be the most photographed bridge in the world. This landmark was named one of the 7 civil engineering wonders of the United States. Wow. Last part of the bridge constructed was suspension cables. Yeah, roadway. The roadway was completed in 37. Roadway bo'lgan ekan. Roadway bo'lar ekan javob. Roadway. The bridge was first used by someone in March. April. In May, pedestrians. Piyodalar bilan piyodalar tomonidan ishlatilgan. Pedestrians. Xo'p, bu qism tugadi, o'z nihoyasiga yetdi. Bu qismni tugatishimiz kerak. Which records the bridge broke? Xo'p, bu G'da berilgan, G'da berilgan, hozir ko'rsataman G'da berilganligini. Xo'p, nimaga qanaqa harakatlarni biriktirgan ekan? Xo'p, longest, tallest. Mana shu rekordlar bor ekan. G olamiz shuning uchun ham. Xo'p, the idea that building a bridge might be impossible ni o'qimadik. Balki bo'lar, balki. F ishlatmadimmi? Mayli, E bo'la qolsin mana bu. baribir oldim. F ishlatmadik. Xo'p, F ishlatmadik. Ikkita narsani ikki martadan ishlatdik. Shu bilan bugungi darsimiz o'z nihoyasiga yetadi. Hamma savolga javob berishga harakat qildim. Keywordlarni ham underline qildim. Agar tushunmay qolgan bo'lsangiz tarjima qilishing kerak. Relevant bo'ladigan bo'lsa kommentarda qoldirishinglar mumkin. Sizlar bilan keyingi darsda uchrashguncha xayr.